Nope.
Let's move on. So Juice, there's a lot of discussion about, positional value. How much money do you allocate to the position and things like that? The thing that makes Juice vital to this offense is the way that he creates angles in the run game, the way that Kyle Shanahan can use him. The issue that I kind of have, and you can talk me through this real quick, Brad, the snap percentages, and here's the thing. When games get, let's just say there's a game where the 49ers have to throw themselves back into a game.
Yeah.
Kyle Juszczyk's usually not going to be on the field for those things, right? So it's almost, it's look, I'm not trying to downplay it. I'm happy he's back. I'm happy that, fullbacks are getting paid. And again, you have to go to a place where they're actually going to utilize you. You can make money and go somewhere where they'll never use you the way that they're using you over here. So I've always thought that they kind of had an upper leg on the competition. But talk to me about the Juice deal and talk to me about your feelings around it.
So with the Juice deal, I can definitely understand the positional value and the price tag that he received. But I think with how the 49ers view this move is they're also looking past what he does between the white lines. I think a perfect example is what happened on Twitter that night when our ownership group and GM got drunk and FaceTimed him because they were so hyped to sign him. We've never seen anything like that across the sports landscape ever.
Wait, fun? Are you allowed to have fun while you're an owner and a GM? Is fun allowed?
Apparently, and I'm glad to see it because honestly, I think that speaks to a lot of what Juice is, to this locker room, to this franchise. I think they really view him as an ambassador of the team. And they really value what he brings to the locker room. I know Kittle loves him to death. So I think he's a glue guy. I think that's part of it. I think when you're looking at value, you're looking at roster construction. Yeah, we look at what happens between the white lines, but I think you have to take into account what these players do off the field as well. Now, looking at it from on the field standpoint, Kyle and the fullback are synonymous with one another. So I understand the move. You're getting Kyle, the best fullback in the league. Obviously, it comes at a price. The whole reservation I had about it was how do you pay Trent Williams, Juice, and Verrett? And to me, it felt like Juice was the one who you could, make the argument. We saw how Dwelley played when Juice was out and fit that role, played really well. So why not do something similar? But I think at the end of the day, they just truly value what he brings. He brings a lot. So I think with how we're watching everything come out, it comes out to a good situation because they were able to keep all their guys and they got a guy that the locker room truly loves. So
yeah, and culture is a big thing, and the way that people view, who they should bring in, who they should let go, and who should be drafted. Culture, your integrity. The thing that I learned the most from you in Mobile, and I think it has to do a lot with the way that you're putting your teams together. Scout integrity. And how do you do that? How do you scout integrity? And that's the part that I found myself trying to figure out. It's like, people can say whatever yeah, exactly. People can say all the right things in an interview. In an interview, right, for a job that I'm trying to get from you, right. I'm not going to tell you, hey, I'm going to work hard for 3 months. After that, I'm going to start slacking off because
I'm skating.
Right, or I'm just going to slack off because, you can't fire me after the 3 months period, so it's really an intangible that is not tangible so many times, but you do have to scout it. And I think that's a really good point about culture and everything as well. Just purely football fit. I just kind of wish that they would move Juice around and split him out wide. Former tight end, use him a little bit more like that. Like I love the way that they use him on the leaks. They use him to get easy throws for whoever the quarterback is. I love all those things. I just feel like if we're going to be paying you, let's use you a little bit more creatively at this point. I don't know the personnel groupings. Again, we don't have a final roster set, so I won't speculate before we get those sort of things. But yeah, if you're going to pay a guy premium money at a, not so premium position, I'd like to just see you use them a little bit more. That's it. Like, I want to see you in that 50, 60 snap percentage.
That makes perfect sense. And so I think with how this team continues to build, it's going to be really interesting to see how they handle the quarterback position, because depending on who is playing under center, that could either, keep the scheme kind of where it is, or it could open up and evolve. So I think that's something to take into account as well. If we look back at 2019, we look at 2020, you know, those years you can put some context around it and potentially around his usage. So the hope is, you know, if Kyle's gets the ability to open up his offense more, the hope is he can be more creative with Juice as well. Because if you can use Juice as that matchup nightmare, do it. You paid him. Let's get it done.